It's been about a week since the Gala Music Platform went live, and Gala have now released a bit more detail around the platform itself and given us a bit more insight in terms of how the token distribution will work. Welcome back to Bearman Crypto, where we talk all things crypto. So yesterday we had release of some information from Gala Music, and this is basically what I'm going to take you through in this video. So they released a document yesterday called Gala Music Source of Truth. So it's a bit like, if you've seen any of my previous videos, a bit like the strategy presentation that they released at the start of this year. So this one gives a bit more in-depth insight specifically into Gala Music itself. And obviously there's a number of slides to go through, so I'll try to go through them at a fair bit of pace, just so that I can keep this video nice and short. So let's jump right on into the specifics. So in the contents of the presentation that they released, they had the proposition overview, the discussion around the market opportunity, audience attraction, and the area that I think will be of interest to most people is around the token utility and design, as well as the beams distribution. And to finish off, they've got a bit more information on the fan store, as well as detailed FAQs and how to set up your nodes, or how to bridge your tracks and pair them up to nodes. So they've done quite a nice in-depth overview, but the one of interest when I was reading through this for me was around the token utility and design. So that's where I'll probably potentially focus more of my time in this video. So just about the overall proposition for Gala Music and what the opportunity looks like. There is, in terms of from a music perspective, you've got 7 billion listeners, over 600 million digital users, and the industry itself, specifically for music, is valued at 49 billion. And that 49 billion compared to obviously gaming, where Gala itself has its speciality. Gaming, in for context, is valued at around 203 billion. So music is only really quite a small fraction of this. And we can see here they just give a bit more overview around the platform and some of the artists that they've got. Quite a lot of information, and here is where they talk about the market opportunity from an artist perspective. It gives them control, compensation, ownership, engagement, and reward. I covered some of this in my last video, a little bit around that. And for the audience, there's obviously the opportunity to earn rewards, but also recognition for supporting artists and access to their favorite artists, as well as the opportunity for streaming. And a bit more information around the market opportunity in terms of artists versus audience and what they have to offer there. Let's have a look a bit more. They talk about here, obviously at the moment from a Gala Music perspective, there's currently 158 tracks plus which are live. And we can see here in terms of what the audience attraction looks like. So obviously you've got your listeners at the top, who are the vast majority of the market, and then next below that you've got players, who are essentially, I would imagine these are music players, and then you've got your purchasers. So basically people, for context, I'm assuming this refers to people that hold the music tracks, and then obviously you've got the node operators down here, which is a smaller pool compared to the overall market itself. And then you've got contributors to the ecosystem, you've got artists, you've got people that are hosting the nodes, you've got owners of tracks, and you've got the players and listeners. And obviously all of these people contribute to the music platform itself, and one way or another, what they're trying to say here, I believe, is probably that there's utility basically for the Gala Music Token, and all the people on this side get the opportunity to make use of that utility. So in terms of the token utility and design, so Gala Music will obviously be the music, will be the token for the Gala Music platform. And the reason here, they've basically said, due to the different nature of music content, as well as the way that distribution rewards will be calculated for these, for those contributing to the ecosystem, this is the reason why they chose to have a Gala Music token rather than using the Gala token itself. So you've got the token up here, where you have the opportunity to earn, lock, which is essentially staking, and redeem. And then here you've got a nice diagram which shows you the Gala Music player, and you've got rewards flowing in. You've got the tracks on this side as well as the player nodes, and then flowing out in terms of support back into the Gala Music through the music tracks. So this is where the information started getting a bit juicy. So in terms of distribution, so daily token distribution is determined by recent ecosystem activity measured by new track sales from the Gala Music Store, node owners who provide the work and music infrastructure, NFT music owners who share their content, and artists who release tracks and contribute to the ecosystem will all be rewarded. Rewards are based on track performance, so they will differ depending on the popularity of each song. And on the right hand side here, they basically talk about the utility. Basically, the Gala Music Token will essentially be the gas token for the Gala Music ecosystem. The Gala Music ecosystem will also have added utility via locking mechanics. Once someone has locked the token, they will be able to access exclusive content and experiences in the Gala Music fan store. So again, if you saw one of my previous videos where if you lock up your tokens, well, basically bond them against a specific artist, you get access to specific different things, and there's like levels set for each one. And emissions, the Gala Music will have a dynamic emission schedule, which I think, rather than actually reading through this, it's easier to show you a few diagrams around the emissions as well as the supply. So you can see here, so this is how the dynamic emissions schedule will work. Basically here you've got the utility, and over here you've got the token supply. So basically, as the token supply increases, the utility will also essentially increase. But then in terms of that rate of emissions, in terms of how much of the token, how frequent the tokens will be minted, it will basically be, you can see here, it will slow down. It's basically dwindling as the token supply increases. So it's a bit like a real slowdown in the token supply as time goes by. So basically it will get harder to earn the Gala Music token over a period of time. It's a bit like, I guess not quite the same, but if you think about the way the Bitcoin halving works, and how much miners earn over time. So if we're doing the same level of work, there's over time they'll start to earn less and less Bitcoin. So obviously that's just to keep the price stable or to help push up the potential price. Obviously, once the Gala Music token is launched in context, that's the same mechanics I think that they're trying to go for here. And you can see here the token supply grows with utility, but at a diminishing rate. So you can see this purple line here is the relative like ecosystem utility. You can see it growing exponentially, but then over here you can see the token supply will reach a finite, basically a point whereby it really slows down. whereas the utility continues to increase exponentially. And then here they basically talk about the beams. So previously people were earning decibels earlier when they were testing out the music nodes before they went live, and then in the background people were earning sound systems, and now those were basically being converted to beams. So what is a beam? So basically, when the Gala Music Token launches on exchanges, participants in the ecosystem will be able to earn and hold essentially beams. So unlike decibels, beams will be converted into the official Gala Music Token, meaning that they currently cannot be exchanged or be used within any store. Basically, they don't have a value at this point in time. And then you can see here the beam distribution. At the moment, there's a total daily reward of 250,000 beams. And basically it talks about how those are distributed down here and how it's all normalized, so to speak. And you can see here, essentially, when the platform went live, so in the last week, they've basically been saying there was no requirement for specific uptime while people are still getting up to speed. But as of yesterday, basically, there's now a 12-hour minimum uptime required, and then a week from today they're going to basically require, in order to earn rewards, you need to have full uptime of 20 hours essentially from next week. So it's, if your node is not set up, you need to make sure that it's set up correctly so you can earn some of these beam rewards. And you obviously talks about here the distribution properties. So for example, if a song has more listens and ranked high in the daily listen chart, more tokens are assigned to the song. If a smaller number of tracks for a specific song are paired with eligible nodes on a given day, for example, per track distribution tends to be higher as a smaller number of tracks split the total allocation. So obviously if there's less number of tracks paired up to a node, that distribution pot is shared across a smaller number of beneficiaries. And then here they talk about the benefit of locking up your tokens. So basically it's almost like basically a staking mechanism to encourage people to lock up their tokens for longer. And here there's a bit more information, specific information on how to set up in terms of how to bridge your music tracks and how to pair your tracks to music players, and basically locking up against artists. But really, for me, the key bit around here was around some of this information on the emissions. By the sounds of it, the earlier adopters will get the opportunity to basically get their hands on more tokens, because obviously over time that will diminish, the emissions there will diminish, and it will be harder to get hold of the Gala music tokens. So I guess you can see here clearly there's going to be higher emission rate to start off with, and then that will get harder and harder as time goes by. But I think this is absolutely fantastic for Gala Music. I'm sure the next thing that people again will be waiting for is when the token's going to list. But obviously, if you're following this Gala Music platform, you need to make sure that if you're involved, if you've got a node or you've got a music NFT, make sure to get value out of it. You're participating in the ecosystem, you're bridging your music tracks and basically pairing them up to nodes so you can be earning some of these juicy rewards. But that's all I wanted to share with you in this video. I tried to keep it nice and short, but I hope you enjoy that content, and I'll see you in my next video.